What about this hidden kitty paw?
Oh, he found it. He pointed it out.
Found it.
Throughout the movie, there's like 500 hidden kitty paws.
499 to go.
Hi, I'm Joel Crawford, the director of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
And I'm Harvey Guillén, and I play Perrito. And this is Notes on a Scene.
Oh, cool! Another member of the team! We are not a team!
This is the first time Puss, Kitty, and Perrito are all in one scene together. Right here. This is the dysfunctional trio.
That's the priority is
That's a true dog, right?
It's a true dog.
That's what's on his mind. He found
There's danger happening here, a lot of danger.
these shards of glass.
Wow.
Just
I didn't even notice those.
Missed Puss. Yeah. And Puss landed really hard, right?
Yeah. But kitty soft paws, as always, soft paws.
This whole movie is about connections. And it's about especially Puss in Boots, who's been living a life of like solitude. And what I love about Perrito is that he just always wants friends. And this is so much love in his heart.
That's really good.
I found a sandwich in here. I think it's tuna fish.
I love how angry Puss is when he slaps a sandwich out of Perrito's hand. There's what's called character effects animators that do the contact with to make it look like he's actually
pressing
holding
onto the bread.
Yeah, later you'll see
action.
when there's breadcrumbs that fly off. That's another department that did those.
Yeah.
And we were like, we need more breadcrumbs. It was a hard slap.
And this is the first time that we see him in his fashion sense, which is this great sweater that he's wearing, which I'm kind of matching with him today.
Drive, perro!
The conceit in this scene is that it's kind of this badass action chase in the style of like a fairy tale kind of painting, and the animation is a mix of CG animation but also like hand drawn. All these flaming arrows being shot through the air are like hand drawn by an effects artist. Every curve of the flame is paid close attention to, and you can really feel like how designed it is, and it just actually makes all the action that much more exciting.
Eyes on the road!
Who is this guy? I'm Puss's best friend!
No!
We're always going, we're making a comedy here, but like, what's underneath the comedy? And like I said, this scene is about connections that Puss is rejecting. And so we build that in where we tell the animators, like, be meaner to him. Really like push his face. And that was like a note we gave to the animator.
I remember we were recording this, and I remember you saying like, oh, the wagon's moving. Like, so I did one take, and I was like, I'm Puss's best friend, like just regular. And it was just like, no, the wagon's moving. So I was like, oh, I'm Puss's best friend. Like, yeah, like keep moving. So I think for like an hour, I was just bouncing up and down. I'm Puss's best friend, like over and over and over.
I'm Puss's best friend!
No, he isn't.
And his therapy dog!
Definitely not.
Finally, you need therapy.
Our writer is brilliant at this, Paul Fisher, who layers in so much foreshadowing in the dialogue. Her saying, you need therapy. And it's a joke here, but Puss does, and he does receive it, and it helps him.
It does. Could all benefit from therapy.
There's a texturing department that puts a surface onto this kind of CG flame, and so it looks like someone painted that. Usually in any kind of CG animated movie, there's something called a motion blur, which is very much the same in live action, where if the camera's moving, the character's moving, Puss's cape would be blurred and Kitty's leaning forward, and she would usually be blurred to make it feel real. But because we committed to go, this is a fairy tale painting style, we actually fought the computer a little bit and said, don't do the motion blurs.
Trust me.
Trust you? Like I did in Santa Coloma?
Really? Santa Coloma?
Si, Santa Coloma!
We wanted to set up this Santa Coloma heist. When Kitty says Santa Coloma, that visually the whole screen lights up with fire. Like, that's what's in her heart. She's like, you did something bad.
Yeah.
Nothing is by accident. And I'd say that's the same whether you're directing a live action movie or an animated movie. Everything is intentional. Every visual, every sound is saying something to support the narrative that you're creating.
Look at this. Like, I didn't notice this before, but like, we've all seen a piece of wood that's been cut off at an awkward angle, and look at that. Look at the little details.
Yes, and there's the modeling department builds every single aspect of it.
And I love the shadowing. See, like in Puss's hat, it's way darker on this side, so this side of his body is obviously darker because the light's coming from, he's backlit, right? See, that's, I'm using Hollywood talk. Backlighting. When there's a light behind your back.
Coloma!
There's something different about Puss in Boots.
Can't put my hand on it.
Something, it's...
Different. It's the, yeah.
He's got a beard.
He's got a beard.
He has a beard now. I started as a storyboard artist many years ago in animation. And so I always just, my job was to draw quickly ideas. And as a director, I still draw, and like, so the co-director and I, when we came up with this idea of the beard, we were like, oh, that's funny, he has like a shaggy beard. And like, I didn't know when you actually realize that in animation, it's really hard to do. Anything that is touched by the character, they have to painstakingly go frame by frame and find the interaction with the beard. We'd get notes and go, is there any way they could cut the beard off and shave him sooner? But the really cool thing is the beard was more than just like a sight gag. It was actually had meaning behind it. You know, Puss in Boots, when he appeared on the big screen in Shrek 2, was just this awesome, larger-than-life hero, and we needed to take him from hero to zero. And we basically said, how can we make him lose his mojo? The beard represents Puss always kind of hiding behind a facade. Oh, did you see that?
Yep, most people missed that, but he caught on fire.
He did.
Perrito is on fire.
I don't think he knows he's on fire.
No, he's too in the moment. Sometimes when I catch on fire, I don't even know what's going around me.
Yeah.
And the importance of this, like they're blowing up.
Exactly. They care more about this magic map, and in the background, poor Perrito's on fire. And so like this scene is a really fun one because it sets up their start point where they don't care about each other, but it's comedically fun to watch.
Accept his golden gift!
Look at that.
Salma. Ay, Puss.
When we were recording the lines with Salma, when we were reading that Puss is trying to have everybody still celebrate him, she kept like while we were reading the lines, she was like rolling her eyes in character.
I love it.
And the animators totally use that kind of reference. Those kind of things, when you're watching this, like, all the characters feel real. We're making an animated movie, but the characters aren't cartoons. That they're all grounded, they're all real. And when you find that specificity and that detail, it basically kind of snowballs where every department who's creating this movie after leaves your voice, they just find these nuances.
Yeah.
Accept his golden gift from Puss in Boots!
I noticed this recently, but this is really cool, and you can tell me if this is true. This is a little bit foreshadowing of the eyes of the wolf.
Dude, nothing gets by you.
Nothing when cameras are on me.
What I love is that that's foreshadowing of what's to come a few frames later. Puss hears this whistle. This terrifying bounty hunter like shows up, and he has this ominous whistle. And like for us, we kind of always saw this movie as like it has one boot dipped in the Shrek fairy tale world and another one dipped in like the spaghetti western world.
Introducing kind of like that bounty hunter and death, if you will.
Yeah.
It's kind of a huge step because it's inevitable. You have to be able to talk about those things, and watching the film, you're like, I was terrified. I was like, this is terrifying. But he does it so with like a suaveness to him. I guess I kind of want to be traced by Wolf because like he's so cool, and it's just that whistle. He's kind of cool.
We realized, we're making a comedy, and it's so fun to see, these characters on the screen, but this movie is about Puss being oblivious to mortality. And this wolf is the one that kind of strikes fear into him, which actually causes him to stop and appreciate and be vulnerable and like open himself up to connections. We needed dark moments. The wolf puts coins on his eyes and points, and that was a nod to Charon's obol, the mythology of you'd put coins on the eyes of the dead for the ferryman to take them over to the underworld. And it was like, there's more to this bounty hunter. He might be actually death.
Yeah.
So the production designer, Nate Ragg, came up with this kind of concept that this movie, because it's in the Shrek fairy tale world, feels like a fairy tale. What if we just visually make the movie look like it's a painting? When the first Shrek came out, it was like over 20 years ago, and computer animation was new. Everybody was like, wow, you can see the hairs on their arm and they almost look real. Everybody was chasing photorealism. But we realized, like, we can do anything with animation. Why are we trying to make stuff look like real life? Let's bring the audience into a fantasy world. It was a really cool kind of process where, because this fairy tale look hadn't been done before, we were finding it as we were going, and it just looks way more beautiful than I could have ever pictured.